The 2022 UFO Year End Review. The year ended with a bang thanks to the National Defense Authorization Act of 2023 being signed into law. The 33 pages of UFO-related legislation within it is something that ufology has been fighting for decades, and it conveniently arrived just in time for Christmas. But a lot of other things also happened this year that you might have forgotten about, including the NIM Aviation office that put out a logo that even had a UFO on it, that they quickly removed from their website hoping that you'd forget about it. But not before some people were able to order patches online. Thanks, Shannon. Another office was created just to study UFOs this year. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which is headed up by Sean Kirkpatrick. And don't forget to follow him on Twitter, even though they only put out 2 tweets this year. The predecessor of AARO was the UAP Task Force, which was responsible for creating the UAP Preliminary Assessment last year, but this year we found out it was headed up by none other than Dr. Travis Taylor. We also found out that in April, Travis got hired by Radiance Technologies. Shortly after that, they also hired Jay Stratton, who also previously ran a UFO investigation office for the DoD. And then we found out that Radiance Technology was tapped to be the prime contractor on the Novastar contract, the $4.8 billion Novastar contract. Speaking of money, we found out that Corey Good's been scamming people for years, because in his recent deposition, he admitted that he made the whole 20 and back thing up. We also got a glimpse at the US's most advanced air fighter. And unsurprisingly, it looks pretty much like an airplane, not a Tic Tac. But the even more important tech that we came out with this year is the James Webb Telescope, which has quickly helped us learn a lot more about our universe. But more importantly, it's also helped us realize how little that we know about our universe. And not only is NASA exploring our universe for signs of life, they've started their own effort to explore UFOs on this planet. And they've established a working relationship with the Department of Defense, including Ronald Moultrie. Also getting in on the mix is the AIAA, a bunch of pilots and aerospace professionals that are digging into the UFO topic as well. And don't forget that Avi Loeb was still doing his thing with the Galileo project at Harvard this year. We've also had Gary Nolan from Stanford become a major voice in this community. So hopefully with all these organizations pushing on the UFO topic, we're going to start to get more quality photos and videos, like the Calvine UFO photo that had been rumored for years and finally was made public. And because of the signing of the NDAA for 2023, the AARO office is tasked with going all the way back to 1945 to look for any historical government documents associated with the UFO investigation. We also found out that President Obama is looking way back into UFO history, because his production company is going to recreate the Betty and Barney Hill story for Netflix, which is one of the biggest abduction cases of all time. And although we're not sure who abducted them, Hal Puthoff has an idea. And this year he released his long-rumored report on ultra-terrestrials. But we were also met with a lot of resistance this year, including overclassification and the refusal to release any additional videos. We've also had several hit pieces come out from mainstream media, who were downplaying the October 31st UFO report before it even came out. So how accurate were their sources? By the way, it still hasn't come out. And this pissed Chris Mellon off, because he's been writing blogs naming names. We also got our hands on a copy of Lou Elizondo's Inspector General complaint. And although we never got the October 31st UFO report, they tried to make it up to us by holding a media roundtable. But my favorite event of the year was the congressional hearings back on May 17th. Not that the contents of it were that amazing, but the fact that it happened is great. It brought a lot of attention to the UFO topic in general, but it brought it specifically to the Wilson Davis documents as well as UFOs and nukes. In the future, this hearing might be looked back upon as the skinny end of a wedge that allowed us to pry information out of the government, taking us closer to Big D disclosure and confirmation, to wake up our species to our place in the universe. So let's keep this effort going, and let's cross our fingers that 2023 is going to be even better.